Brian's got a 2013 Audi Quattro A6 with a 3.0 turbo in it.
Supercharger.
So to put the rear brakes in a service mode so we can change out the pads and rotors, you're going to need a scan tool. And here's the snap-on scan tool we have, and Brian's kind of navigating through it. We'll show you how to do it.
So the first step, it's just automatically sensing which car it is. This is the Solus Legend. This might be a few years old, and you might be able to get one on eBay, you know, for $1,500. But it's a really good tool, and you know, it does so many vehicles. In this case, you know, obviously, you know, Volkswagen Audi has pretty specific electronics, but it senses what kind of car you have, and then you know, takes you into the menus. So what we're going to do, we're going to go into the parking brake menu in this case. So we're going to actually, instead of doing a code scan, we're going to go to parking brake, and then it's going to sense what we have for electronics in the braking system, and then we're going to go down to functional tests, and then we're going to go to special functions and parking brake replacement function. So we're going to select that.
Any kind of all the prompts.
So now the brakes are retracting.
You can hear them too when they retract.
You can. They're a little spinning actuator, like screw actuators. So now they're all the way open, so you can actually just press the pistons and the calipers will give you the space you need to remove the calipers and replace the pads. So now, you know, you hit that, you put it into that mode, you leave it there. When you come back to the car and you're all done with your brakes, you hit continue and then close.
And then you can hear the motors again.
They're spinning tight.
They're spinning tight.
Calipers closed.
Yep, calipers are closed. Procedure is complete.
And then you exit. Don't forget to re-engage the parking brake. And that's it.
It should be good. So a lot of the newer cars we're finding, like the Subarus especially, have an onboard system interface that you can kind of go through and set it through the car. But we haven't been able to find the video that shows that enabled in this car, right, Brian? So you kind of have to do it this way with the tool.
You do. And, you know, there are other tools that will do it, but you can't just use a regular, you know, $34 scan tool from Harbor Freight, unfortunately. Maybe they do have better ones available that are getting better. But if you don't have the scan tool, there is something else you can do. If you're really good with electronics, you can unplug the connector to your calipers.
On the back of the rotors, we kind of talked about it in the video.
Yeah, and then you just, if you put 12 volts to them, you know, you might have to kind of like swap it, like try the polarity different ways. But when you put 12 volts to them, they'll either close or open depending on the polarity.
Yeah, the piston will spin in
or spin out.
And if you reverse the polarity, they'll spin back
correct.
out.
Yeah, and you might have to play with it a little bit. That is an easy way around, but you got to be careful doing that. You know, you don't want to overdo it. You don't want to put too much voltage in there. So it's best to just use a 12-volt battery if you can. Some people have mentioned online you can do it with a 9-volt battery.
Yeah.
And, you know, again, you know, I know, you know, a lot of people are doing work on their driveway. They can't afford a $1,500 tool.
Right.
By all means, if I didn't have this tool, and if Steve didn't have this tool, we would do it that way. We would add voltage and back them out.
And we've seen, Steve and I have done a couple brake jobs on other vehicles where we used like the power probe to supply 12-volt power to that, to retract them in, and then you do it on the other side to retract the caliper piston back out.
Correct. And we may have even done that on this car the first time we did rear brakes. Yeah.
All right. Hope the video helps you guys out. Take it easy.